Just sanding stickers off. Berger been telling lies.
It's been a while without your face. I saw your picture on the wall the other day. Too much distance, too much space. You need to come back home and run alone. Yeah. I'm waiting for the light to change. You ask me how I've been, I'm good, I can't complain.
Look at this shit. He's got half of his wire tuck done. I didn't video anything last night. We were just out here kind of messing around. He stayed up a little later and then come back out today and started working on it. But it's looking really nice under here. So if you guys kind of want to know how you can do a cheap budget wire tuck, you can even leave the battery over here, that's fine. And he pulled out his harness up here, but it'll essentially just come in and go around this way, and everything will meet under here like this. And you'll just tie everything up real nice, go in behind your strut here like that, and everything should connect back. I did this back in the late 90s, maybe 2000, something like that, I can't remember. And there were a couple of wires that I think I had to extend, but I didn't have it all apart like this, and I'm pretty sure there's enough room now to shift this headlight harness and everything down this way. Also, he's not fully tucked just yet, so this can go in a little bit more, and I think you'll have plenty of room. But he's done a pretty good job though. He's got everything almost sanded down. We're treating some rust right here with some rust mort, so should be pretty simple. And your engine is in. You get to go get it tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, so we get to see what this 427 looks like.
It's probably the wrong motor they gave.
Probably so. Berger said it looks like Andrew's ass.
I hope.
Well, no, I'm talking about with the green car.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh. What are we expecting out of this thing? Oh, you don't say anything. Andrew, what do you expect? Like a realistic goal for this car with a 5-speed, with the boost.
With the transmission, how it sits now? Probably
Yeah.
20s.
620s?
Yeah.
I think that's probably fair.
I don't think I have a problem shifting it there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The transmission a little better off than it is now. I mean, car has potential to go 80s or 90s if you can shift it that fast.
I agree. The car will make the power to go on down in the 5s, but it's just a matter of having to shift gears and launch and everything else. One thing for certain though, if you can get the car to launch and you can shift it quick enough, it's going to run a number. I mean, there's no doubt. But we'll just have to see how it all works out. So one thing that I do want to mention to everybody, because I've not even talked about it yet, we now have Pop's truck here. And because we have Pop's truck, the money's going into this. So that means the Calypso's got to wait on the TKX for right now, or T56. We've not decided exactly. Yeah, Andrew's saying T56, but I don't have T56 money, nor do I have Andrew money. So let's talk about Pop's truck just for a quick second. I did order the rear lowering kit, I guess you could say. We're going to do a flip kit on this thing. So we got the C-notch plates, perch, we got the perch and all that stuff. Anyway, this is going to be a budget deal in the back. It's only like 185 bucks to do the rear. And then we got to put new shocks on it. And then the front, the I-beams are what cost so much. So I found a set of Dream beams for like 900 bucks that we can put on the truck. That's going to give it a 3-inch drop up front. And then we'll probably cut a coil off the front of this thing and drop it. You don't want to go too much on this. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. We're going to experiment on it. Either that or I can buy the 2-inch drop. So if you guys don't know, if you buy the 5/6 drop for these trucks, the front will be a 3-inch I-beam drop with 2-inch coil springs. We've got all the brake stuff ordered. It should be here tomorrow. We're gonna do a quick tune-up on it and then put the brakes on it. Look, we gotta show them, y'all. We gotta at least show them the damn lights. I did not realize till last night that all the lights on this damn thing work. Well, I say all of them, I mean, most of them at least. So we got park lights, headlights, and then in the back of the truck, we've got tail lights too. This is crazy that the truck sat for so long and all this shit worked. So that's freaking crazy. I didn't even touch the gas. So we're gonna do just a quick rebuild on it. I did order the patch panel for the back of the truck, so that'll be in tomorrow or Friday, something like that. I'm obviously gonna need a lot more than one patch panel, but we're literally just gonna patch this thing up, okay? There'll be a couple rust holes in it. Put some Pour 15 and maybe bed line it. I don't know, we'll come up with something. I want y'all to look at this grill for a second. It's a little dirty, but yeah. Dude, I didn't touch the bumper. The only thing I did was run the damn pressure washer over. I've not even touched it with a brush, a rag, anything. That's about it. We're gonna leave all the little rust, you know, all this shit like this. So one other thing I wanna address is people talking about the Patina build. Andrew, how many Patina vehicles have we ever built? None. Would you like to build one?
Yeah, it'd be a lot less work.
A lot less work and something like that we've never done. So the argument.
You're looking at the top of it where it's burning through the green and white. It's like perfect for it.
Yeah, it's perfect. But what we're gonna do is take it up there and get this white matched. That way we can get rid of this primer here, and we're just gonna dust it on. Then I'm gonna take some sponge with some brown and reds, and we're just gonna kind of blotch it in. If anybody has this piece of molding, that one, and then the one on the driver fender over there, if you guys have that and you want to sell it, donate it, whatever, we'll take it because I'm having trouble finding those. I do want to have the moldings back on the truck. Outside of that, y'all, it's just going to be a Patina build. So back on that topic, we've all done a lot of these vehicles. The poop coupe, I guess you could say, was a Patina deal, but that was more of just like a, I hate to say like a joke, but we're just having fun. We didn't care. This thing, though, I want to stay like this. And you may say, well, you know, if you're going to do it right. What's right? You know, what's the right way to do something? The right way to do it is whatever makes you happy. And all this work don't make me happy. Maybe one day, maybe on down the line, we might repaint this thing. I doubt it, but we'll see. Anyway, I just want to give you guys an update on what's going on around the shop. Berger's car, we're going to be painting under the hood of it tomorrow, finishing that up, and we're gonna pick the engine up tomorrow, so I'll show you guys what that looks like.
Just sanding stickers off. Why you opening my nose? No. Berger been telling lies. Telling lies.
I want to go ahead and add in a little portion to this video and talk to you guys about sanding and painting your engine bay. We're not putting Scott rod panels in this thing. We're not welding up all the holes. What we want is just a good, clean engine bay. So how do you go about that? Well, there's levels to it. For one, you don't have to take off all of this stuff. And the way you do that is you get a door jamb gun or an airbrush and you get up in here and you just get whatever you can get, guys. That's level one of this whole thing. Level two is what we're doing. This is where you take off the majority of your stuff, not everything, and you only leave a few things around that you're gonna have to tape off. Then you're gonna come in with some type of degreaser like Zep or Simple Green, doesn't matter. Spray everything down. Ideally pressure wash it, and it needs to sit at least for 24 hours in the sun. Or either you can do what we're doing, which is basically just spray and wipe, and it takes a while, but ultimately you save more time if you're pressed for time, and we need to get this thing done today. So this is just level two. When you put paint on this, it's gonna look so much better. Let me ask you a question. Are you worried about a show car? Do you wanna take your car to a car show? Do these things matter to you? Hey, there's no wrong answer. If the answer is yes, then go to step 3 or level 3, which is take everything out of this engine bay, and I mean everything, and you sand, and you prime, and you scuff, and you fill. That's level 3. If not, do what we're doing. Get y'all some close-ups of what I'm talking about here. See what he's doing? He's just going around and touching everything that he can touch with a degreaser, trying to degrease. This is not the sanding process. Do not get confused with that. You're cleaning, then you're sanding, then you're cleaning again. That's the process. This is our initial cleaning. Now down here, you're gonna notice that we've got a little something going on. That is zero rust. I don't know where the can is, but had a little bit of surface rust starting right there, so we sprayed that. Very light coat. And that's just to pretty much go ahead and kill all the rust. You'll notice that the bottom half of the engine bay has already been sprayed. All right, we did that earlier, so we don't have to get up next to the K-member. Grit wise, I wouldn't use anything any more coarse than 320. You can use, I recommend red Scotch-Brite because it is more coarse than the gray, but you can use gray. Just change it out every so often because it does diminish as you use it. This is the zero rust that I was talking about. We're using this to kill any rust and things like that. They got it in different colors. Just spray it on and it'll kill the rust, surface rust and things like that. All right, next up, we have to install his radiator support and we're gonna have to be welding. And there's basically, this is what you want. You want some weld through primer. Years ago, I didn't think this stuff worked, but now I've realized how it works. As you heat it up, chemicals come out of it, seal everything up once it heats up. Now, typically we use the U-Pole stuff, but we went to Ken's Pro Colors today, and this is really as good or better probably than the U-Pole, but we're just using spray can stuff, guys. I'm trying to, we can break out the gun. We've got clear coat, but rather than do that, I want to be a little more relatable on this, and it's easy, honestly. It's easier on us to do this. 1 to 2 cans will do your engine bay. Just don't get too carried away with it, and you'll be fine. Remember, it's not a show car. Half the stuff's going to be covered up. And then we just got a high build primer because he's anal. He wants to, you know, sand and block and what that is, if you guys don't know, high build primer, it's a really thick primer. You can just stack it, and then wet sand out any imperfections and things like that. That's why you want that. And that's it. That's basically all we're using, okay? We will be shooting the color with a gun. So we're gonna shoot that with one of my guns. So you can go to your local paint store and get that base coat mixed up into an aerosol spray can, which works just as good. You know, a lot of people don't like the way I do things. I get it. I look at an engine bay as a bumper, you know, and what I mean by that is, do you really care that much about your bumpers? Sure. After a fresh paint job or a brand new car, you don't want any nicks, scrapes, or scratches, dings, or dents, right? After the car gets some age on it, if you had to pick, would you rather have a scratch or a ding in the side of your door, your fender, or on your rear bumper? Exactly, right? So I look at engine bays the same way as I look at bumpers. Yeah, it's great if they're perfect, but if they're not, who cares, right? People expect these things over time to be dented, scratched, things like that. But they don't expect these things to look as good as what this one's gonna look like. So there you go, you've already won, right? We'll come back out in a few minutes. I'll show you my process for shooting the base coat on, and then we'll get this old spray can clear and hook this thing up, y'all. It's gonna look a lot better. Also, we gotta do some taping off and things like that. I'll also show you some neat tricks once we're done. Right down here, this is rubber. You can come back in with lacquer thinner or reducer and wipe that white overspray off of the rubber. But let's just say you can't, and you got a little area that you really need to touch up that shouldn't have got paint on it. You can take a paint pen like this. This is a black paint pen, right? And you can just, now I'm doing this kind of rough right now. Take this paint pen, you can come back in and spend a little time. If this stuff bothers you, right? You can do things like this. Now, I don't know what that looks like on camera, but in person, that just solved our problem, right? What I'm trying to tell you is think outside the box, right? Sometimes it's easier to just go ahead and get the job done and then come back in. If you get a little overspray because your tape wasn't perfect, just come back in and do something like this, okay? There's paint pens. I don't even know what this is. Here's a brand of this. I don't know. Pick you up some different color. Mainly you need white and black paint pens. That's gonna really help you out, whether you're marking for timing or, you know, black, obviously, pretty much all this stuff under here, like the accessories and things will be black, so allow you to touch it up. All right, before we move on, I wanna remind you guys of something. When you're using a Scotch-Brite pad like this, only use as much as you need. In other words, we don't need a whole pad for this. Typically, a half of a pad or a quarter of a pad. So, here's why you don't use the entire pad. If you fold this thing over on itself like this, so not only do you have the friction on the outside of the pad of the car rubbing on it, it'll wear it down, But now you have friction on both sides of this. And this thing will eat into itself. It'll just wear out the other side. So the best thing you can do is just go ahead, split this thing in half. Don't use your knife on Scotch-Brite because it will dull the shit out of it. So that's usually perfect right there. And we're gonna leave it this size. Just cut it in half. Now, one of the other things that I want to show you guys is when you're doing this, I personally like to put some degreaser on it and use this as a chance to sand and wash and degrease. This is just some cleaner, some degreaser. Don't soak everything, okay? We don't want to do that because you're going to create more problems, water that stands, okay? And then use this to sand and degrease at the same time. Any of your body shop guys or guys that do body work understand this process. Some people like it, some people don't, but it absolutely works. So there again, it works twofold. Removes grease and sands. This is the clear we're using. This is U-pole. Here's the way that I like to attack this type stuff. First off, you want to get down here in your hard to reach areas first. So just want to make sure that we got clear coat all in this area. Just come in, clear coat all this stuff right here. You're good now.
I'm waiting for the light to change. You ask me how
427.
Where's that? In a bag. In a bag. Tell them we'll catch them in the next video. And as always,
Thanks for watching.
no, it hasn't been really left. You don't